And we have team coverage this morning on the possible election interference. Liza Lucas joining us from the 11 Alive Bridge. And Liza, the FBI has some tips on how people can spot possible interference.
That's right, and they've been spreading these tips for more than a month now, but as they say, when it comes to protecting the election, everyone really has a role to play, and the public can do their part. You can do your part in terms of staying on top of it and reporting to officials. So what does that look like? Well, seek information from trustworthy sources, and that means consider the motive behind what you see. Where did that information come from? And ask yourself, who are you talking to online? And speaking of online, you want to be aware of social media deception. That means familiarizing yourself with your contacts. Make sure you know who those people are. Familiarize yourself with your followers before you start to develop any type of virtual relationship with them. Also, you want to rely on election officials when it comes to important information like where you're going to vote on election day or your ballot. Go to those official government websites. Stay on top of it in that regard. And then be aware of deep fakes. And when I say deep fakes, what we're talking about is audio and video. It looks very authentic, but it's created by artificial intelligence, and it's meant to be deceptive. It looks incredibly deceptive, hard to detect. So be on top of that as well. And then report any of this activity either to social media platforms themselves and or the FBI. I am going to tweet this out as well, so you have those tips at your fingertips as we get closer and closer to Election Day.
Especially helpful, those tips. Thank you, Liza.